Welcome back to more Factorio Space Age. Give me a sec, I'm just finishing up this stone outpost. Turns out there's a science pack we kind of skipped, so we should go and do that. Military science is essential for dealing with enemies in this game past a certain point. We could have done it since green science, but I wanted bots so badly that I just rushed straight to blue. Military science needs stone for walls and all of our other raw resource types for red ammo and grenades. With our gray science packs flowing, we can research the flamethrower, an essential tool in our biter clearing kit. It uses flamethrower ammo made from steel and oil. The flamethrower is a weapon we'll use alongside our trusty submachine gun. It's great at dealing with large crowds of enemies, or burning spawners to deal damage over time. Now we can really start expanding our territory. While exploring the southern area outside my radars, I found some uranium ore. There's water and iron nearby, so this would be a great place for a nuclear power plant. Uranium's a bit different from other ores. In order to mine it, our mining drills need a supply of sulfuric acid, so we can import some via train. Back at home, we make some concrete from iron ore, stone, and water, which we use to craft some centrifuges for processing our new uranium. Concrete can also be used as flooring, which we can run faster on. While we're here, we set up some blue circuit production, which uses the previous two tiers of circuit, plus some sulfuric acid. These things eat up a ton of green circuits, so we add some more green production to keep up too. Blue circuits give us access to the exoskeleton to boost our movement speed, and power armor, which has a larger equipment grid to put it in. Our demand for copper has been slowly increasing with all these circuits, and we're about to need even more of the stuff, so I've set up a new copper outpost to the south, which smelts the ore on site using electric furnaces. These bad boys use electricity, making everything way simpler. No coal required. Most of that copper is going into our new production line here, making low-density structures. These things are expensive, but necessary for getting off the planet. Okay, at this point I should clarify something about this playthrough. I decided to go for a couple achievements that involve holding off on certain technologies until later in the game. So even though we could be using laser turrets and solar panels, we won't be touching them until after launching our first rocket. We're also going to avoid yellow and purple science, as well as requester chests, until we get science from another planet. And that's why I've suddenly pivoted to making rocket parts. The last piece we need is rocket fuel, which can be made from light oil. While we wait for research to happen, here's some electric smelting for steel. I've come to accept the unfortunate reality that we probably won't have nuclear power ready anytime soon, but we need a lot more electricity ASAP, so let's build a coal power outpost near our stone and oil in the northwest. Meanwhile, our existing electric grid is going into a bit of a death spiral from all those new furnaces. Less power means our coal mining slows down, which means even less power. So we'll need to jumpstart it with some coal from storage. Alright, power is back up and the research is running again. While we wait, might as well start the uranium cooking. Uranium introduces the concept of random outputs. Processing the ore has a 99% chance to give you a boring uranium-238, and a less than 1% chance to produce an exciting uranium-235. I like to call them dull uranium and bright uranium, just to make things easier. We can separate out the bright uranium with a splitter filter, and put the dull uranium into storage for now. We'll also load it into a train stop to send back to base for later. As we finally unlock rockets, we encounter a fierce new foe, the Big Biter. These guys have a ton of health and are resistant to physical damage from bullets. Luckily, our flamethrower can help us deal with them. You might have also noticed my cool new personal laser defense. It uses a lot of energy, but it's nice to have for consistent automatic damage. I'm out of bullets, but decided to finish off this nest with the flamethrower. Let's launch some rockets. We got our big fancy rocket silo loaded with productivity modules to make the rocket cheaper, and then use our blue circuits, low density structures, and rocket fuel to slowly build a rocket. Our first rocket has to contain this space platform starter pack, which requires this expensive space platform foundation. When we're ready to build a new space platform, we're prompted to give it a name. Well, okay, this platform will be a floating research vessel in orbit around the planet, so how about Frigate Orpheon? 3, 2, 1, launch! Implications? What implications? Launching our first rocket gives us access to the space map, where we can identify several different planets within this solar system. Our first target will be Vulcanus, a resource-rich planet covered in lava, ash, and stone. Let's also build a whole bunch of solar power to ease our coal usage a little bit. Solar panels only produce energy during the day, so it helps to have accumulators as batteries for the nighttime. We'll also build some laser turrets, which can defend our base using electricity instead of ammo. Way easier. Anyway, now that our space platform exists, we can start building on it. The catch, unfortunately, is that all of the foundations and building materials need to be set up in rockets of their own, and cargo space is very limited. This is my first time playing Space Age, so I made some silly mistakes here. I wasted a couple rockets by sending up robots to build stuff and substations to distribute power without realizing that neither of those things are actually necessary. This first platform will be producing space science packs made from the resource asteroids floating around. These asteroid collectors use their grabby tentacle hands to pull them into crushers, which output usable ice and carbon. There's also a chance that they don't crush the asteroid completely and output an uncrushed chunk, so we deal with those by ejecting them back into space at the end of this belt. Up top, we do the same with metallic asteroids to get iron ore and smelt it into plates. This extra bit has a filter to ensure that we reprocess any extra chunks. And just like that, we have space science. Next mission, the planet Vulcanus. We'll need a second space platform to shuttle us over there. And what to name it? Well, we're sending a horribly under-equipped soldier to a violent battleground with minimal supplies and a big rectangle. So how about Bridge 4? Again, I see no negative implications here. After sending up a bunch of rockets full of supplies, let's start figuring out how thrusters work. They need two different fluids to function, orange fuel and blue oxidizer. We can connect them all together with this funky little pipe crisscross. We can make the fuel from those floating space resources by melting ice into water and then mixing it with carbon or iron ore. We'll also need turrets up front to protect us from the larger asteroids, and laser turrets unfortunately won't do the trick. Only gun turrets will work. We can make some ammo for them out of iron. Managed to fit everything into a pretty tight space. There are definitely flaws, but hopefully it's okay for a maiden voyage. We've got some time to kill while waiting for the rockets to send up the rest of our supplies, so let's work on uranium some more. Space science has unlocked us the Kovarex enrichment process, which can turn our boring, dull uranium into delicious, bright uranium. It needs a bit of bright as a seed to get things started, so this will run in the background for a while to slowly build up our supply. Let's make some explosives too, because why not? Almost ready to go. Before we leave, let's do some last-minute biter cleanup. And now, after about 17 in-game hours on this lovely planet, it's time to head off for the stars. Hopefully nothing horrible happens. We can bring our armor and guns, but no inventory besides the supplies we've already set up in rockets. Here we go! Unfortunately, something horrible has happened. Turns out we don't have nearly enough bullets stored up. I desperately try to fill in the rest manually with red ammo, but to no avail. Let's try this again. With this new design, we can supplement the yellow ammo we make in space with stronger red ammo delivered from planetside. This has its flaws too, namely all those delivery rockets being pretty expensive, but for now it's fine. Here we go! Again! The thrusters run low on fuel almost immediately, so we'll want some storage tanks for future trips. The turrets are holding their own though, and we make it all the way to Vulcanus without any incidents. Next time, we head down to the surface and begin our first planetary outpost. Thanks for watching!